Hi, it's Lou, and welcome. We are going to talk about renting versus buying. We have news of the week, we have wins of the week, we have lots of info for you today. Well, that sounded like kind of a mystery, didn't it? But anyway, good that you're here today. And I've got so much good stuff that's been happening in Street Smart as well as real estate. My goodness, what an amazing time that we live in. You might think that these are tumultuous times, but so much money is made in upheaval, so much money is made in breakdowns, so much is made when there's confusion in the marketplace. And right now we have that very thing going on. So people don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. And I was just on with one of my coaching clients, and they were talking about people coming in from California selling 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes for $1 million. They're coming to Nashville, Tennessee, and other places, and they're seeing absolutely incredibly beautiful 5,000 square foot houses that they can buy for $1 million. And they're going, holy cow, life is different. And that's true. Different parts of the country, things are completely different. Well, first, and that's going to be part of the news that I'm going to share with you today. But let's start with, I have a gift for you today. So at the end of the event, I'm going to tell you how you can get my book, Doing Good While Doing Well. If you don't have a copy of that, absolutely, you should have a copy of that, because it's actually a book that we use with sellers. We'll talk about that on another show, but wow, it's a powerful tool to use with both sellers, lenders, as well as private money financing of any kind, and also mayor, city council, county commission, just lots of people that you connect with. You gotta have a book, and we've got that book put together. It's pretty amazing. All right, so let's talk about wins of the week. We've had some amazing things happen. Last weekend, had my Millionaire Jumpstart event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And what an awesome event. What an awesome city. What awesome people that came to the event, for sure. We had a nucleus of people from the Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania area, but we also had people there from New York and California and Washington and Florida and just everywhere. And it was so exciting to have that nice group of folks in that setting that we were in. Sure enough, it was an amazing experience. And I'm so glad we had that opportunity. In fact, let me share with you one of the attendees, what he was sharing with everybody while he was at the event. Well, maybe we don't have that video.
Okay, so my name is James Owens. I'm from Las Vegas. Coming into this event, what I thought we were going to have is kind of like a sales pitch. I know that Lou is extremely polished, and he's definitely got sales experience and background and skills. And that's what I thought we would have as a 3-day kind of like a hype session, something along those lines. What we actually found was over 40 pages, typical set of notes in here on the very first day. Some people over 50 pages of notes in the first day. Homework at night. When you come to this event, you've just got to plan on learning the entire time and putting in the work. Homework again Saturday night. I was up until almost midnight last night finishing the homework, and you say, oh yeah, I've got that. But then when they say you're going to do the homework on it, you realize you don't actually have it. We had 2 calculators out. We're working on it until, call it burning the midnight oil. Finally, what we're walking away from here after 3 days feels like we've been here for a week. We've learned an absolute ton of things that we're going to be able to go home and monetize, and the amount of money that we're going to save and the mistakes that we're going to avoid coming out of this weekend are going to be gifts that will last an absolute lifetime and just make us more successful overall. People don't realize how many things can take them out of the game because they didn't know what not to do. So just very thankful for this training. Lou's training and the entire team is just absolutely fantastic. The support you get, the family feel, everything everything you're looking for is here, not just one piece. The entire system is here.
Yeah, baby. Wasn't that awesome? James was, not scripted. He just came in and all of a sudden, boom, he just shared that amazing testimonial from the event. And I just love what he said. He expected, a whole sell-a-thon. And he said, I can believe in the first day he had over 40 pages of notes, and there were other people with over 50 pages of notes. I know another person had 27 pages of notes. So that's just how much information, because I'm all about the information. Look, I realize that if I'm the one who delivers true content, real content, when you come see me at a very inexpensive event, then you're going to want to learn more from somebody who's been there and done that. So I pour it out. There's no doubt about it at the Millionaire Jumpstart. And so if you haven't been yet, you should definitely come. If you've been a year or 2 or 10 years in the past, you should definitely come, because you're going to definitely hear some things that you've never heard before. You're going to say, I never said them before, and that's okay, because you just weren't ready to hear them at another time. So pleased that I could share that, and pleased that I could talk about today's market, what's happening now, and what my crystal ball shows of the possibilities of what's coming. So sure enough, I think there's some very interesting things coming, and I'm going to cover that here in the news segment. So what's the news? What's the news of the week? Well, let me tell you something. There is some amazing things happening out there in the world. I think I'm going to click on this so I can see it better. Does that mess you up, Scott? Is that okay? All right. So investor home purchases hit record, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. Now, you might have heard that things are slowing down. You might have heard that things are just not the same as they were. I do believe that we are headed towards a down market. But I'll tell you what, the numbers are definitely out there. Investors took the housing market by storm in the second quarter. Now, this is what an article from Redfin is sharing, and this is a very now article. It says that in the second quarter, investors bought over $49 billion worth of homes as the surging property prices and rental demand created opportunities for hefty profits. Multifamily properties remain the most popular among investors, but single-family homes and condos are gaining steam. Relatively affordable metros, including Phoenix and Miami, have jumped in popularity during the pandemic and are the top markets for investors. Real estate investors purchased, now listen to this, guys, 67,943 U.S. homes in the second quarter of 2021, the highest quarterly figure on record. That's up 15.1% from the prior quarter, up 106.7% from the second quarter of 2020. Then, when activity in the housing market was stalled due to pandemic restrictions, in dollar terms, investors bought a record $48.5 billion worth of homes in the second quarter, up from $38.9 billion in the prior quarter and $20.9 billion a year earlier. The typical homes that they purchased cost, get this, guys, $439,600. That's 23.7% higher than a year earlier amid surging housing prices. We define an investor as any institution or business that purchases residential real estate. When we refer to a record in this report, the record date back to the year 2000, scroll to the bottom of this report to read the methodology. So here is the graph that shows what's happened from year 2000, and then you can see it kind of spiked up 2005 to a little less than 60,000 homes. And where are we now? All the way over to second quarter of 2021. Wow. It bursts through that and almost at 70,000 homes, 67,943 homes in the second quarter. That's huge, y'all. And so that means that investors are out there. If you're not aware, and if you have properties that you'd like to sell, well, I can put you in touch with some hedge funds that are definitely paying a premium right now. Now, what you want to ask yourself is, why is it that these institutional investors are paying a premium? Well, first of all, they get their money at very inexpensive rates. Secondly, there's a lot of investors, meaning mom and pops. There's people with their own retirement money. There's pension funds and so on that have lots and lots of cash, and they want to put that cash to work. So sure enough, that's exactly what they're doing. They're buying these single family homes. And there's a reason for that. It's a stable place to put money. It's a stable place to put money. So if you're of concern about the stock market, which might be a good thing to be concerned about these days, if you're of concern about many things, one of the great things is that when people purchase a home, even if the value goes down, they still tend to pay. Yes, in the last downturn, people did turn back their houses when they went upside down, but it was actually a small percentage compared to the overall market and compared to the number of people that continued to pay the mortgage, regardless of the fact that the property was worth less. And those people ended up winning, because now, of course, those properties are much higher value. So if they turn around and sell their properties, guess what? They're in a great position. So think about that as we think about today's news and what can happen in your real estate world. So our topic of the week is never pay rent again. How about that? And believe it or not, I've actually got a book by that name, Never Pay Rent Again, The Path to Home Ownership. And this is the book that we give to our potential buyers. These are the folks that work with us to eventually end up with home ownership. And boy, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people in our world right now that are very happy they met Lou Brown and Trust Properties, because they were able to get what we call the path to home ownership. We gave them the opportunity to purchase a home on our rent to own plan. The others, we gave the opportunity to own a home with our owner finance or in-house financing program. And it turned out to be fantastic for them, because we give them an option to purchase the property at our rent to own level. And that option to purchase fixed the price for 1 year. And then after 1 year, the price began to appreciate by 0.5% per month until they exercise their option to buy. Well, we've got some raving fans right now in our world, because they are actually in a position. Some, interestingly enough, they joined our program. They became members of the Path to Home Ownership plan. And as a result of being a part of that, they improved their credit, they built up their down payment, and they were actually in a position to go buy a different house than the one they were getting from us. And they were so thrilled, so happy, because of the fact that they got with us, they stuck with us, and they were able to achieve their dreams of buying a property. Well, we're not upset at all if they want to move on to another property. In fact, we count those clients as platinum members of our program, because the ultimate goal, the ultimate strategy is for them to end up with home ownership. Now, by the way, if you have any questions today, we are going to be answered questions. So just put them in the questions box. We're more than happy to answer questions as soon as I'm finished with this chat about home ownership. Now, we've had folks join us with the rent to own plan. And Other people are moving up the path to home ownership, and they're so happy that they join our program because in their option to purchase is the fixed price with the increase if they go past the 1 year. Well, several of our people this year have exercised their option to purchase the property, and in doing so, they actually are getting equity at that time. We got one right now. He's exercising his option to purchase. We optioned the property to him, and at around 109,000, it's now built up to about 115,000, and he's so happy because currently the property's worth about $165,000. So he's thrilled to be able to be part of our program and also to move up that path to home ownership and to do it with equity as well. So we're so pleased that that's happening for one of our clients actually this week. And we've had several others that have been able to do the same thing. So just know that when we are giving people the opportunity at home ownership, hey, there's something in it for both parties. We have a great customer living in the house. They take good care of the property. They're improving the property to their specifications and their love, and they have a path to end up with ownership of that property. We love that, and we like to give that to other people, and we like to teach others, entrepreneurs around the country, how to build a business doing exactly as we're doing. So you see what's happening out there in the world, that investors are snapping up homes like crazy, and they're planning to just rent those properties out. But we don't like just rentals. And in fact, we used to be landlords many, many moons ago, and we decided we really didn't enjoy landlording at all. But we did enjoy the path to home ownership. We did enjoy having residents move into our homes and have the opportunity to end up with home ownership. And sure enough, that's exactly what's happened for many, many folks in our world. And I'm very pleased to say, as founder of the program, Certified Affordable Housing Provider, very pleased to say that we've got entrepreneurs all over the country offering the same program in their local market, and they are making a difference in their communities. And it's something I encourage all of you to do, because, hey, it's one thing to make money. It's another thing to actually impact someone's life and to cause someone's life to be better. So hopefully that's your goal, that's your mission, that's your dream, because that's something that you can do for other people, helping them to achieve their mission, their goal, and their dream as well. So thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for listening to me talking about renting versus buying, because, hey, renting versus buying is a whole other thing. In fact, next week I'm going to be talking more about that. But I just wanted to give you this foundation of conversation around the possibilities that happen when you give someone that chance at home ownership. And if you're interested in knowing more about that, hey, we have an event coming up, and it's called the Wealth Builder Workshop. So the Wealth Builder Workshop. Now, this is an event that I put together. I used to speak a lot at real estate investor associations, and they would love to have me come in and share a whole day of education and information. And I said, why don't we take that show online? Why don't we give people a chance to really learn some amazing things about what we do and how we do it? And why don't we do it almost free, like for $1? So sure enough, I've got the Wealth Builder Workshop. Currently, I'm offering that for $1. We have it coming up again on September the 18th. So I want you to sign up for that. I've got a link here, and it's just wealthbuilderworkshop.online. You simply go there, you pay your $1, and we'll remind you right before the event. And in fact, we're going to send you a download of documents that I want you to have as part of what we're going to be training on that one day. And we're going to start at 10 o'clock a.m. Going to go to 6 p.m., even going to have a happy hour after that. So a lot of information, a lot of value. You heard James sharing that he came to my Millionaire Jumpstart, had 50 pages of notes. So I can guarantee you're going to have a lot of takeaways. You're going to have a lot of value. And that's exactly what my purpose is in doing those. I love to pay it forward. I love to give others the opportunity to have some aha moments and realize that this business is absolutely doable. We've helped many people to become multimillionaires in this business. We know that there's some unique things that we do that have been very powerful in our business, and I love to share that with other folks. So we do that at wealthbuilderworkshop.online. Encourage you to take advantage of that for sure. And we're going to open it up for questions now for anyone that is interested.
Lou, right now we don't have any questions, but we do have another testimonial from last weekend's Millionaire Jumpstart, and I thought I would play that.
Okay.
All right, so just give me a second, and I should just take a second, and we'll.
Hey guys, it's Lou Brown. I'm here at an event, a very big event with single family investors from all over the country, all over the world in fact, and we're hearing some amazing stories about people that have thousands of properties, tens of thousands of properties. It's amazing. And Stephen came up to me and said, hey Lou, I want to talk to you, and just tell them who you are and where you're from and all that good stuff.
Sure, all right. So my name is Stephen Seal, and I live in Lighthouse Point, Florida. And I saw Lou yesterday, and I decided I needed to come and chat with him to express my gratitude. So I met Lou in 1999, and at that point I think I met you at a seminar in Orlando, and you were pitching your whole enchilada, which was your whole package of forms on how to do all these different kinds of real estate deals. And so the crazy part was I met you, we bought your package, and then you just go home and start doing deals. And this is the first time I've ever even spoken with you in the 20 years that have gone by since that happened. So what I was explaining to Lou was that really I was just expressing my gratitude, because what we did is we met you and we bought your package and we went home and we started doing deals. And you know, we were using your land trust package, we were using your deed in lieu, we were using your forms to do the sandwich lease option deals. And now what's happened 20 years later is that we have done, we're the 13th largest owner of single family homes in the country.
Wow.
We own over 1,200 houses.
Over 1,200 houses now. That's fantastic.
We've done over 11,000 land deals in 35 states.
Oh my God. Where you're buying lots and selling them off?
Selling them with seller financing.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
11,000.
We've done over 11,000. We're the largest owner of single family homes in the country.
Wow.
Yeah. And we still run that business. We're still doing those deals.
The land deal.
The land deals, yeah, and obviously we're still doing the single family house deals too. But I'm excited to look at what you're doing now and start doing some more business with you.
How about that? That's truly amazing. So for somebody that's just getting started in this business and interested, and you know they were just like you 20 years ago, what would you say to them?
You know what, Lou? I was broke when I met you. I was just barely married. I did not have any money. I mean, I used credit cards to fly to the conference, put the stuff on the credit cards, right? The hard part when you're broke is that you're sitting there and you're listening to someone talk about doing the deals, and you're thinking, there is so much distance between this person that's done all these deals and me working at a job every day, barely making my car payment. My wife's not going to want to hear about this charge to buy these books and tapes or sign up, right? The hard part is that it's real, but you just have to go do it. The stuff works. It's real. There's real sellers that need their problem solved. There's real deals to go do with those sellers. The forms are real, the materials work. You just have to go do it and get over your fear and actually spend your evening working on it and doing it on Monday night.
Wow, that's fantastic. So You're such an inspiration for so many people. I mean, right now, you just don't know, because so many people are just struggling in their lives, and they just want a better life than the one they've got. And you get to see what happens in 20 years. Huh? Right. 20 years is a beautiful thing. That's great. Well, welcome aboard, baby. I'm so glad to see you again, and I really appreciate you coming up to me and saying what you did. Thank you. Very inspirational to me as well.
The thanks are all from me, Lou.
Oh yeah,
thanks
baby.
are all from me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
You bet.
Hi. Well, that's interesting. So that was actually at a trade show rather than at the MJS last weekend. That was actually at a trade show a couple of years ago, and it was so fun. I was at the trade show, right? And I was actually talking to another vendor at another booth. I was walking the aisles, and this guy comes up, and I'm thinking, okay, he wants to talk to this vendor. So I back up so he could talk to the vendor, and he says, no, actually, I came here to talk to you. And I said, oh, okay. And then he started telling me the story, and I said, come on back to our booth. And sure enough, Ron was there, and he says, let me get this on video. So he videoed the whole thing. And just imagine, somebody walks up to you out of the blue. Talk about changing lives, right? Changing lives. For over 20 years, he had been using my forms and doing land deals where he was selling the land on owner financing. And so he was carrying back the mortgages. He's got 11,000 lots that he's carrying the mortgages on. And in fact, he uses that as collateral to borrow money from Wall Street so he can go do more of those deals. And then the other side of that coin is 1,200 single family homes, huh? So you can just realize that there are some amazing people out there. Look, the material is the same. The concept is the same. It's merely the mindset. What's your list look like? What do you want out of this game? Once you identify those things, once you make that list, once you identify how much those things cost, now you have a component part of the formula of the business. And this business is an amazing business. It's highly duplicatable when you have the right system. Now that word is overused sometimes, but not in our world. We are systems people. We're all about creating a system. Well, Stephen merely got my whole enchilada junior, which you can find out at streetsmartinvestor.com, and you can find it under the tools. And what he did was simply buy that whole enchilada junior. Of course, it's been updated since then. And what he has been able to do with that is truly amazing. 1,200 single family homes, being the bank for those customers that buy those properties, selling 11,000 lots, being the bank for those folks that want those lots that he's able to find at pennies on the dollar and sell them for a lot more when you are the bank. So certainly that creates an incredible cash flow for Stephen. And I want you to be thinking exactly the same thing for yourself. You know, that this is duplicatable. It has been done before. It has been done by others. And your job is to simply implement what I'm teaching you to do. That was one of the takeaway words from the Millionaire Jumpstart this past weekend. Well, sure enough, we've got coming up on September 18th, the Wealth Builder Workshop .online. And I love when you come to that. Look, it's a whole $1. What do you got to lose? Got nothing to lose. And we're going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be working. So plan to be there the whole time if you possibly can be. And in advance, like I said, I'm going to be sending you some forms so that you can get your head around what I'm going to be covering during that day. It's going to be information packed. So I do want you to be prepared to take notes and take homework away from the event. I love giving you things to do so you can better understand what it is that you are doing and cause behavior. And so during that one day, I'm able to do that. And by the way, if you've been to Millionaire Jumpstart, many of the things I'm covering on this one day are not covered at Jumpstart. So you can benefit from that as well. If you come to the one day, then you still have the 3-day to come to as well, because you're going to be picking up new information at the 3-day that I did not cover at the one day. So this is all about you. This is all about your next deal and doing it perhaps differently than you were thinking about doing, and having the tools to do that with. So hopefully you will be able to make it to that event. And do we have any comments or questions, Scott?
No, Jay. Oh, hang on. The one just came in. Brad, he says, we absolutely love the entire Street Smart system. It changed our lives in a fantastic way.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Awesome.
And Neil said, and Neil was at the weekend at the Millionaire Jumpstart last weekend. Enjoyed your event last weekend. So
excellent, Neil. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Sure.
Everyone's giving you 5 stars, Lou.
5 stars is a beautiful thing. I love 5 stars. Spread the word. Thumbs up, like, share, all that good stuff. We sure to appreciate it when you do that, because it helps with those algorithms and all the other things that go on the internet. So we thank you for your support always, and we look to help you in any way we can. Those of you who become licensees of our system, every Sunday night, 9 p.m., we have trainings so that people can, hey, on their off time, let's get you some training in there to get you prepared for the next week. So we always want to give you some momentum into the week so you can cause some things to happen during the week, and also support you at our national trainings that we do every other month in Atlanta. So we always want to help you to build your business, to build it from where it is to the next level. So another thing I promised was that you would be able to get my book. So my book is Doing Good While Doing Well. And that is how real estate investors provide a service and make a difference. So this book is chock full of stories. These are stories written by licensees of our system, not to aggrandize the system. It's actually to talk about what they are doing in their local communities, making a difference in their local communities. So sure enough, we are offering you a free copy, your own copy of that book. You can go to getdoinggoodbook.com. If you'd like a live printed version, just simply send us the shipping and handling. You pay for it and we'll ship you a book. If you'd like the download version, you can get it at getdoinggoodbook.com. And that should be an inspiration for you, because it's going to let you see that other people are out there doing this business, changing lives in their local community, giving people the opportunity at home ownership that otherwise wouldn't have the chance, and being able to then go resource a property for them, buying it right, buying it cheap, now selling it to their customers, making a spread in between, and making a beautiful cash flow, and even being the bank for their customers. So that's part of what we teach you in the Street Smart system, is to create a dependable, predictable monthly income. And you'll be able to see what people are doing in their communities, getting totally connected in their communities, making a difference there. So encourage you to take advantage of that while you have the opportunity to. Normally we don't do that at these events, but we are giving you a free book and a free look-see about who we are and what we do. So hope you enjoy that. We've had a lot of goodies on today's show. So hopefully you got some good takeaways from today, and definitely share it out with other folks while you have the opportunity to do that. Well, my wish for you is that you have an amazing rest of the week, a fantastic week, in fact, and cause other folks to have a better life than the one they've got as well. So good luck, good health, and may God bless. Have a great week. Yeah, baby.